Hey there, Aries Sun, Aries Moon, Aries Rising. Welcome to your full moon in Libra reading. It is the last full moon before we hit eclipse season. Actually, it's the last lunation at all, because then we end up with a new moon eclipse in your sign coming up in just a couple of weeks. And so this is the last of the three that have been, last of the 6 full moons that have been at 16 degrees. And 16 degrees is the degree point of a harvest. So it is just past that midway point in the journey through a sign. And it is the part where it says, okay, where are we right now? Let's do this check-in, and then let's go ahead and move on. Let's go ahead and start to complete this cycle in this sign. And so it's kind of an important note to make. So we're going to look today at what are you being asked to release, and what is that opening the door for? What is that next cycle that is coming in? What are you opening up to receive with this? And then we're going to get some really practical advice for it. And then we're going to also get you a crystal and some intentions to work with. So I am recording this as the moon is in Virgo, and the moon is in Virgo, Venus is in Taurus, and Uranus is in Taurus, and they're trining this moon today. And Mercury has now moved into Taurus as well. And so with all this earthiness, we're going to do this very specific thing and pattern, and so it's not the usual, but it's important. So we're going to see what you have here. All right, so you have the card here. You have the card here of deception and what to release. Before I get into that, I do want to mention that it is at 12:34 a.m. Eastern Time Zone in the U.S. on the 6th of April, depending where you are in the world. You could be having it on the 5th or the 6th. So be sure to check your, in the description box below, I have a time zone calculator. So this, at the time of this new moon, we have the Sun conjuncting Chiron, conjuncting Jupiter, which is offering a lot of healing. When you have the card of deception come up as what you're releasing, I almost feel like it has a lot more to do with the deception of the stories that you tell yourself. It's this belief. It feels like this belief of feeling like, it's the story where you tell yourself that you are not worthy, you are not capable, you are not good enough, you are not strong enough, you are not wise enough, you're not deserving of all the good things in life. It's that deception. It's that false energy that comes in when we come through the veil and we're incarnated and we forget who we are, and it's that feeling of separateness. But the North Node is getting ready to move into your sign, and I want you to remember the value of who you are and what is important to you and what really matters to you, and who and you are and how you stand in your own power. And so you have the opportunity here to release and let go of this negative lower vibrational energy that tells you that you're not good enough. You are so worthy. You are so worthy. And so there's an opportunity for you to really take control of this healing in Chiron in the physical body. In the physical body, when it's in Aries, that's the beginning, right? That's the newness. It's the head, but it's more than that. It's more than that. It's also this inner child energy. And so when we are stressed out, when we are emotionally fatigued, when we are mentally fatigued, when we are psychologically fatigued, whenever any of this stuff happens, it oftentimes comes through in a physical ailment. And so I ask you to ask yourself, when you wake up in the morning and you're exhausted and you're tired, and the question is, am I exhausted and physically tired, or do I feel overwhelmed? And how can I stand in my power and say, I'm going to fix this. Today I fix this. Just one thing. Take one thing off your plate, and it's one thing at a time, and it gets lighter and it gets easier. And this is something I've been actually going through lately. And I am, I have Jupiter in Aries. I'm having my Jupiter return today as we're recording this. So there's this energy of having to remember to empower and to expand the energy of the self, the value that we have. And so here you have for the what are you open to receiving, and you actually you have the card of mystery. It's a mystery. It feels as though you are a mystery to yourself because you've been buying in for so long to the stories of what other people have told you, how they have layered and coded on you. You know, since you were about 2 years old, when you began to become very aware of your surroundings, you know, and what boundaries meant, and people were telling you that, oh, you're the terrible too, and all of a sudden everything you do is wrong, and it's all this energy that you carry forward with you, and as that stuff starts layering up on you, when all you were doing was exploring, you're being invited to explore your world again. Your inner world and your outer world in this new power of who you are and what you want to manifest. So it says here, this is the West in the black. It's also an 18, which is the color, is the number of the moon in the tarot, but it's also the 9 of the ending of a cycle, full moon. And so at the end of the cycle here, there is something on the other side that maybe you can't see yet. Do you have the courage to go for it? I hope so. So, a shaman can teach you about power. A magician can train you to become strong in spirit and competent in your endeavors in life. But to describe how a miracle happens or how you come to be a powerful magician, how you come to be a powerful magician, right? The card of the magician, the 1, that is an Aries card. It's when you have all the tools at your disposal. How and which ones do you choose? How do you choose it? How do you use it? How do you create and manifest from this area of being Aries? Wow, I love this. Okay, so the lighting is odd in here, so I'm struggling to read. But if I put on my glasses, then I won't be able to see distance. So you can talk around. Let's see here. What does it say here? So how to become a powerful magician or try to explain a mystery. You can talk around the secrets of power, but if you describe them directly, you lose that power and destroy the mystery. So welcome to the mystery. Allow the miracle of existence to emerge from the darkness to transform you. Talk about welcome to the North Node, getting ready to move into your sign. Wow. Beautiful. So here you go. Here's your actual advice from Spirit, and you have the parrot. And the parrot says pleasure, fun, and connection. And here's an affirmation, and there will be another affirmation coming. And so I'm actually going to read on the back of this first, and then I'll come back to the affirmation. So get yourself something to jot that down and use that affirmation. Okay, so open your heart to loving and supporting others and allow them to love and support you also. Trust your natural desire to reach out to others. You will be able to discern the relationships that are healthy and nourishing from those that are not right. And so again, I feel like this overwhelming feeling that you have, that I feel is probably emotionally and physically draining, is because we often, not just you, Aries, this is a thing we do. A lot of us do this, right? We put a lot of energy into certain situations because we think they're going to yield fruit. But it's the harvest, right? It's the 16-degree point. It's time to look at something and say, I'm cutting that out. That is not going to have growth. It's not going to promote anything for me. I've come this far with it, right? These first 16 degrees. And I can tell you that there's nothing more coming from this. There's nothing happening here. So I'm going to release it and let it go. This is not worth my time and my effort anymore. You know, what I did not do is I did not look up to see when the seed was sown. And so I'm actually going to pause the video and come back because I want to know right now. And I think it's important. It's important. I'll be right back. Okay, Aries. So this new moon was seeded on October 6th, 2021. It was seeded at 13 degrees. And so think back to October of 2021. What were you concerned with? What were you trying to create and manifest? Where were you? Right? And so whatever it was you determined in that fall, right, in October of 2021, I think we can pretty much all figure out, you know, that's when we were starting to get back into the world in some way or the other. So what was it that you were putting your energy into? And now it's time to take that critical view at it, the friendships, the jobs, the whatever you were doing at that time. What's worth your effort and what's not? Let go of what wasn't, and let's continue to nurture what was. What's worth your time? What is? I shouldn't say what was. What is worth your time? And so here we go. You will be able to discern the relationships that are healthy and nourishing from those that are not for you. Listen to your intuition. You have deeper connections with others on this planet than you may recognize. Your life is meant to be joyful, and you are asked to support this by making more time for play and give yourself permission to enjoy your natural beauty. Preen and stretch your stuff in a way that feels really good for you. I really feel like this has a lot to do with that. Even though it's partnership when it's in Libra, it feels very much like the relationships all took a turn. And there was a lot of recognizing what was of value and what wasn't back in 2021, 2020, right? And when we started to recognize where things were of value for us in relationships, and I think that a lot of people were making adjustments. This card of deception means that maybe it is possible that you were feeling like you needed to make extra effort because of the trauma that the whole world had just gone through. And at first everybody seemed to be making a lot of effort, but maybe certain people are not putting the effort in anymore. So it's time to consider where things stand today, because today matters. So you have Calcas. Oh gosh, I can say this only half the time. Okay, I must spell it. It's not hard to say when you know how to say it, but it's certainly hard to read it and say it. Chalcopyrite. Look at that. It is the sun. It is the energy of the gold. It is the energy of you shining. Look at this, the parrot. This is a very, see the sun standing behind them? And so it's about allowing your light to shine out and allow others to shine as well. But this is also very much around your physical body, your actual physical body. And with Chiron in your sign, this is about managing that energy too. And so I am healthy and strong thanks to physical movement and exercise outdoors. I really want to encourage you to get outside, connect with nature, right? The parrot asked you to connect with nature also. That exercise doesn't have to be starting a really harsh routine. But I do want to encourage you that 15, 20 minutes of walk every day. It does a lot for your body physically, but it does a lot for your body mentally, emotionally, spiritually. And so this is 15, 20 minutes where you walk without being connected to your phone or your iPod. This is listen to nature. This is observe nature. What did you see? And then go home and look it up. Spiritual meaning of. It'll help you to build a vocabulary with your spirit guide team when you know what a certain thing is that you see and you go, oh, I know what that is. I know what the message is. And so this is a way for you to start developing a vocabulary. Also, it's a great time at the seasonal change that we're at right now, whether in the northern hemisphere or the southern hemisphere, to really observe nature shifting and changing, morphing, and creating, or yielding the hidden treasures, right? What needs to fall away, what needs to spring up. This is a really great opportunity to take a look at that. So the back says, support physical strength training, increase time in sunlight for a healthy body, amplify the physical movement to increase your health. Your affirmation, I am healthy and strong thanks to physical movement and exercise outdoors. And the other one says, I am vibrant, playful, and free. I mean, seriously, call up your friends, grab a Frisbee, take the dogs to the park and go have some fun. It's something as simple as that. Get out and enjoy the seasonal shift and connect in to the body. It matters right now for you. And what's going to be revealed from this? It's a mystery. But in order to get there, there's going to be a need for you to let go of the things that no longer are true for you. Whether it's friendships, attitudes about yourself, the place where you work, what is not true for you anymore? That's what you need to let go of. All right, Aries, you guys take great care. Thanks for letting me dip away for a minute and come back. I'll talk to you soon.